Imagine waking up in a world without electricity, cars, or the internet. A world where your clothes were handmade, your food came from small farms, and travel space meant walking or riding a horse. That was life just a few centuries ago, before a series of inventions and ideas transformed human civilization forever. This is the story of the Industrial Revolution, a revolution not fought with swords or guns, but with steam engines, spinning wheels, and steel. A revolution that reshaped economies, societies, and even the very way we live today. For most of history, people lived in agrarian societies. Farming was the backbone of life. Families worked the land, often growing just enough food to survive. Tools were simple, mostly wood and iron, and everything was done by hand. But by the 1700s, change was in the air, especially in Britain. Why Britain? It had the perfect combination: coal and iron resources, a growing population, colonies providing raw materials, capital for investment, and a culture that encouraged invention. The first sparks of revolution came in the textile industry. Cloth had always been made by hand, but new machines changed everything. The spinning jenny, invented in 1764, let one worker spin multiple threads at once. The water frame harnessed water power to drive spinning wheels, and soon power looms mechanized weaving. Factories began to rise, large buildings filled with machines powered by water and later by steam engines. Speaking of steam, the hero of this story was James Watt. His improvements to the steam engine in the late 1700s made it efficient enough to power factories, ships, and eventually locomotives. The result? Production skyrocketed. Goods that once took weeks to make could now be mass-produced in hours. With steam engines came coal mines, railways, and iron foundries. Railroads connected cities and towns, shrinking distances and creating national markets. For the first time, ordinary people could travel farther than ever before. Iron and later steel became the backbone of progress. From bridges to ships to skyscrapers, steel was the metal of the modern world. It wasn't just Britain. Soon, France, Germany, the United States, and Japan joined the race to industrialize. But progress came at a cost. Cities grew rapidly as people left farms to work in factories. Conditions were harsh: 14-hour shifts, dangerous machinery, and cramped, polluted neighborhoods. Child labor was common. Kids as young as 6 worked in coal mines and textile mills. Diseases spread quickly in dirty urban slums. Writers like Charles Dickens described these conditions, while reformers pushed for labor laws, better housing, and education. The Industrial Revolution brought wealth and progress, but also inequality and struggle. By the mid-1800s, a second industrial revolution took shape. Electricity lit up homes and powered new machines. The telegraph and telephone shrank the world with instant communication. Oil and chemicals fueled new industries. The internal combustion engine gave rise to cars and airplanes, and assembly lines, pioneered by Henry Ford, made mass production even faster and cheaper. If the first industrial revolution gave us steam and iron, the second gave us electricity, steel, and modern consumer culture. Industrialization didn't stay local, it went global. European powers, hungry for raw materials and markets, expanded their empires into Africa and Asia. Colonies supplied cotton, rubber, and minerals, while factories in Europe turned them into finished products. This fueled the rise of modern capitalism but also deepened global inequalities. At the same time, industrialization gave birth to powerful new ideologies: socialism, communism, and labor unions, all born out of the struggle between workers and factory owners. By the 20th century, the Industrial Revolution had transformed every aspect of life. People lived longer thanks to advances in medicine and sanitation. Education spread as industrial societies needed literate workers. Technology kept accelerating, from computers to the internet to artificial intelligence today. In many ways, we are still living through the Industrial Revolution. Its machines, its ideas, and its impact continue shaping our future. The Industrial Revolution reminds us that human innovation can reshape the world in unimaginable ways. It brought incredible progress, but also new challenges. It lifted millions out of poverty, while creating new inequalities. It gave us the modern world, while warning us of the costs of unchecked growth. So, the next time you switch on a light, ride a train, or scroll on your smartphone, remember that it all began with coal, steam, and a few brilliant minds who dared to dream of a different world. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the Industrial Revolution. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more epic stories from history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next one. Which invention do you think had the biggest impact on the modern world? The steam engine, electricity, or the internet? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring the past to understand the present.